Well, it's really no different than any other recyclable. It's put in the barrel at the curb, gets picked up in the truck like everything else. It comes to a facility such as this, and it's collected off our sort line.
And obviously, this isn't going to be available in every community right off the bat, right?
That is correct, yes. The packing peanuts that are styrofoam,
yes.
Although they are styrofoam, they're extremely difficult to recover. So really what we're looking for is the packaging material and the food service products.
Okay.
The little peanuts, there's so many thousands of millions of them, we can't recover those.
Okay.
So those you can recycle oftentimes with the mailboxes, et cetera, and those type of shipping stores. They'll take them and reuse them.
Where in the process does this is this being pulled out?
We try to get it on the area we call the pre-sort. As you can see, it's feeding the recyclables into the sorting system itself.
Okay, and this is on the other side. This is the pre-sort you were talking about, right?
Yes, yes.
We've got styrofoam. Now, what do you call it? Because I keep saying styrofoam, but I know
it's called expanded polystyrene.
And this is what you guys pulled off today?
Yes, we do.
Wow, that's a big bag.
That's a big bag, but actually it probably doesn't weigh more than maybe 10 or 15 pounds.
I guess not, if I can pick it up.
Front section or the pre-sort, pretty much that's what it is. It's all manual recovery. We get the cardboard, get the scrap metal, get the trash out. We're getting textiles out. We're getting all kinds of things out here. Polystyrene as well, styrofoam.
So what are we doing with all this now?
Put it into the grinder.
The grinder.
Grind it down to small pieces of styrofoam. It'll get with the blower into this tube, all the way around over to the densifier itself.
Okay. So what's this machine called again?
It's called a densifier.
And all it's doing is what?
It's just densifying the material in a little log coming out of the machine there, and there it just popped out.
This big bag right here has all the little pieces from all those little bags.
That's true, yeah.
Wow. It's going to end up making these bricks, huh?
It'll start making the bricks.
Like 16 of those bags.
It would make one bag worth of...
One bag worth of this, huh?
Or these things.
So once you have the bricks right here and the pallet's full, is your work done?
No, we got to market it. We got to find an end user who's going to buy the material from us and then make it into a new product.
So we're going to follow this, I believe, to Chino.
Yep.
Well, what we do is behind you, there's a big grinder. What we could do is straight put it into the grinder and make it into the powder that you see here.
So we have our dust.
Yes.
Now what are we doing with the dust?
With the dust, what it does is we're feeding it into this big heater here, this machine here. Inside, we have about 8 heaters inside. We'll melt it down into a stringy form. Right there, what we do is we cut it into a fine shape like this big. We're making it into pellets now.
So we're taking these big old noodles
and cutting them. Exactly. And this is where all the mixture goes in through the hopper now.
Okay.
And we'll go through the last stage here. And then the final stage right now is we're making a picture frames here.
I'm sorry, what?
We're making a picture frame here.
Yes. That is making picture frames.
With the picture frame, with the styrofoam that we recycle, we're making the final product here as a picture frame. Which is pretty cool.
That's very cool.
It is.
That's very cool. I'm looking at this squish out, and I didn't realize it was actually something coming out.
Yeah, actually, out of a hole a hole small that big, we're expanding it out now. What it is, but remember we talked about, it goes back to where we talked about it, EPS, meaning expanded polystyrene, so it's expandable.
Okay.
So these are all expandable. That's why we're melting it down and going through all these processes, because they're expandable. We need to expand it, again, to making these picture frame moldings now.
Sure, sure.
So that's what it is. So the stage is 3 different stages here. This plate, this plate, this plate will make the size and the profile of this molding.
Okay.
So as long as we change these 3 steps, then we can make big, small, medium, different styles of picture frames that we make.
So it's heating up, you're pushing it out, making it bigger, and then controlling how big it's going to be.
Exactly. It's controlling, and it's going through the cooling stage right now.
Okay.
And it's pulling this molding here.
Oh, it's just pulling. It's pulling. It's moving. It doesn't look like it's moving, but it's moving.
It's moving very slowly, but it's moving.
Now, I don't know about you, Tommy, but this is the biggest picture frame I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, actually, we pull them with picture frame sticks, and we cut them at 9.5 feet long, and then we box them up, and then we'll go ahead and sell it to the end user that will make the 2x4s or 6x8, put the glass in, put the backing in, and do it, package it and all that.
Okay.
All right? You see the shape, it's not square, it's a little bit round and it has different different texture right there.
Right.
You see that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it's pretty cool how that's the actual shape of the picture frame now we're pulling right there at this time. Each of these different machines are doing different parts now to putting, so you see stuff like this right here. This is a foil.
Oh yeah, we have a tape on this side right here. Okay.
The foil is actually putting a foil on this side of the molding actually. You see that?
Yeah, yeah. So on this side it's like black.
Exactly.
On your side it's gray.
Yes. If you follow me from here, voila.
Oh.
That's where we take the tape off on the top and where you get the top out.
So this is going to be a black picture frame. No
Exactly.
gray.
No gray.
No silver.
No silver. And if you come over here to the end, finished product.
I can't believe that I'm holding expanded polystyrene. Or
that it was before.
otherwise known as styrofoam cups.
Exactly. It's pretty cool.
That is very cool. I would have no clue. If you would have handed this to me and said, look at this picture frame, look at the great woodwork that we have here, I would have
Thought it was wood.
absolutely. I mean, even the grain, you have like grains in here. I don't know if we can see the grain, but
It is magical, actually. And people wouldn't know until they really until I tell them this is polystyrene.
this is crazy.
Yes.
I mean, look at that grain. So you put this design on the outside?
Well, there's a machine back there that it kind of puts there's a roller that gives us that scratchy look. Yeah. So it's very detailed work, actually.
That is fantastic. And I was looking when we came in here. I immediately was drawn to these two over here. I mean, seriously, if I showed anybody this picture and say, "What is this made out of?" You know, most people are going to say wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you hand there was a metal one that I saw too. Maybe it's like this one right here.
Yes.
A silver one right here. I would walk up to this and say metal. Oh,
Exactly. And just by looking at it, you wouldn't know. But it's just the foil that we put on it that gives the dimension of wood.
That is unbelievable. So you're taking something. This is the fantastic part about it. You're taking something that was and is a nuisance to a lot of communities.
Yes.
This expanded polystyrene styrofoam.
Yes.
And you're turning it into something that literally every single one of us in our house probably have on our walls.
Exactly.
I don't want to simplify your process, but really it's pretty simple.
Oh, it is.
I mean, forget the machines, the high tech, the heating it, but it really, I mean, you're grinding it, you're heating it, you're stringing it, then you're taking the strings and cutting it, and then you're taking those and dumping it in a hopper, and then you're taking those, heating it again, pushing it out, expanding it. I mean, I just totally simplify, and then stretching it.
Exactly.
And then
voila.
framing it. What a cool process.